On today's show, we test ride bicycles, do a relationship checkup, and
You want to make sure that you're introducing them to water first.
try stand-up paddleboarding with a dog.
You have them in a life jacket. You don't have to worry about them going underwater.
Plus, take a look back at 40 years of Knight Rider.
David Hasselhoff became a household name because of Knight Rider.
But first, we check out what's on sale in September. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes, and September is one of those transition months. We're getting close to the end of summer, and fall is definitely on its way.
Yes, the kids are back in school and we are beginning to prep for cooler weather.
And this is exciting. Changing seasons means changing prices. Get ready to take advantage. What to buy in September is our featured story at the top of the list. The fall season officially starts in September, so it's a transition month. And you know what seasonal transition months are good for?
Jimmy, September is a great month to shop.
Hey, it's John Matteries from Don't Waste Your Money.
The kids are finally back in school, and we can hit the stores and find some great bargains.
We've got what to buy in September, and it starts with pumpkin spice.
And it's not just pumpkin spice lattes anymore. You can find pumpkin spice bread, pumpkin spice breakfast cereal, pumpkin spice donuts.
How did this stick? What about spaghetti squash spice or zucchini spice? There should be a whole lineup like the Spice Girls of gourds.
You're going to find a lot of items promoted heavily and marked down. So now is the month to stock up on pumpkin spice. And if you really like it, you can eat it all year long.
John, you're enabling. Let's move on to Labor Day sales.
Labor Day sales are some of the best sales since 4th of July all the way to Black Friday. You're going to find furniture on sale, appliances on sale. If you need a new bed, mattress, bedding, if you're looking for anything for the home, Labor Day weekend is the time to get it because you're going to find sales in all the stores.
And since it's the end of the season, look for summer clearance items.
Think of all the things you wanted this summer that you didn't get. A new patio set, a swing for the backyard, a new grill. You're going to find all sorts of summer and fall clothes on sale Labor Day weekend. It's a great time because summer items are all on clearance sale in September.
And for the yard?
Probably not thinking about planting right now, but if you buy some shrubs or perennials on markdown in September, you're going to be glad you did when you see the prices at the nursery next May.
And they don't go on sale often, so jump on discounts on Apple products.
If you've got a cracked iPhone, you've got an iPad that takes 2 hours to load, September is a great time to replace it. Apple rolls out their new iPhones and iPads every September, and when they do, they mark down the prices on the old models. So if you could just wait a couple more weeks, you're going to find some big markdowns on iPhones 11, 12, and 13. You're going to find the old generation iPad on sale. Wait a little bit longer. You'll get some great deals on Apple products in September.
And every month has National Something Day. What is it in September, John?
September 5th is National Be Late for Something Day.
If time is money, I guess this is kind of a deal.
It's a day every year when you can decide to be late for work, late for school, late for a meeting, and get away with it.
But this year, Be Late for Something Day is kind of a ripoff.
This year, National Be Late for Something Day actually falls on Labor Day. Most people are off, schools are closed.
Where's the fun in that? Okay, John, let's wrap up with what to wait on.
There are some things you may want to hold off on, and that includes laptops and especially big screen TVs. You know the big screen TV markdowns come in November for Black Friday.
Your patience will be rewarded. What to buy in September is at the top of the list.
Friends, it is time to get outside, get some fresh air, and play with your pup. Doesn't get much better than that, so we are looking at a few ways to enjoy Fido al fresco.
Want to do more things with your fur baby? Well,
You don't just have to walk them. There's a variety of different ways that you can exercise your dog's brain and keep them occupied.
we spoke with Kimberly Vermillion, Director of Marketing and Communications for the Arizona Animal Welfare League, to learn about some fun outdoor activities we can do with our pups. Starting with stand-up paddleboarding.
Stand-up paddleboarding right now is a really fun, trendy thing to do.
But before you dive in,
You want to make sure that you're introducing them to water first, making sure they're comfortable with that. Maybe putting the paddleboard out in your backyard, letting them sniff it around, kind of, get used to it.
to keep your four-legged friend safe,
you have them in a life jacket. Just as that extra precaution, if they ever fall overboard, you don't have to worry about them going underwater. It will keep them afloat.
Next, a farmer's market.
Your dog likes going on adventures, likes to go on walks, loves people and other dogs, then farmer's market might be a good option to bring them. Zipping, kind of exploring their surroundings is a great way to exercise their brain. You just want to make sure you're keeping them on a leash and being aware of your surroundings.
And be sure to check the weather report before heading out.
Keep the weather in mind. Because if it's warm outside, if the sun's been out, that asphalt or concrete can be really warm on your dog's paws and can actually be harmful.
Our final activity, hiking.
You don't want to just immediately take them on one that might tire them out or they might get overheated. You want to start small, find a short trail, make sure that they're comfortable.
And be sure to pack the essentials.
Make sure you have plenty of water for yourself and for your pup, a portable water bowl, sun protection. If it's going to be a little more rugged terrain, you can get them little booties to protect their paws as well.
And Kimberly says always take your dog's temperament into consideration.
If you know that it's a busy trail and your dog's a little more reactive to other dogs, you really just want to maybe try to find a trail that's not so busy or go early in the morning.
And for any outdoor activity, she says it's important that your pup is fully vaccinated.
Good girl.
We're embracing the great outdoors with our four-legged friends.
No matter how strong a couple is, there are a lot of small little things that can sabotage a relationship. In fact, you could be doing some of them right now. Teresa Strasser looks at some romance ruiners for you to stop ASAP.
The perfect relationship probably doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean you can't get close.
The biggest thing that you can do is put effort in. Not work, but effort.
Stephanie Mintz, the strategic relationship consultant, is helping us identify the top 3 relationship ruiners. First, focusing on the negatives.
We tend to point out what we don't like about what our partner is doing or what they're not doing in a relationship, but we don't tend to vocalize out loud our appreciation and the positives.
To make the change, find things your partner does that you appreciate and let them know.
No matter whether it's big or small, we tend to say thank you for the gifts, for taking us out for an amazing dinner. We want to thank them for doing the dishes, for putting the kids down to sleep. Yes, those might be things we would expect, but just because it's expected doesn't mean it doesn't take effort and we're tired.
Taking the time to acknowledge them shows how much you appreciate them. Next is thinking your partner can read your mind.
No matter whether you're with your partner for 6 months, a year, or 54 years like my parents, nobody knows what's going on in your head.
So instead, tell your partner what you want.
If we actually tell them what we want and need, we actually have a better chance of getting it. If you're not asking for what you want and need, and you're not receiving it, you're going to most likely be building up resentment.
And that resentment will eventually all come out at once because you haven't spoken up.
It's much harder to work through it when one person's surprised and one person's so resentful that it can start to unravel all kinds of things.
And the last thing you're doing that's ruining your relationship, only ever doing dinner dates.
Going out to dinner or staying in, having a nice meal, celebrating with your partner, those are wonderful things to do, and please keep doing them. The problem becomes when that is the majority of your quality time or the only quality time. What you need is what I call a carefree connection.
So swap out some of those with experiences.
You want it light and fluffy, lots of smiles, lots of laughter. And what this does is it creates an amazing experience in the moment together.
Think outside the box for date night.
Go rent a sailboat if you're somewhere or take a sailing lesson. They have those funny things where you can throw axes at the wall.
No matter what you do for date night, just be sure to spend it making new memories and having fun. We're giving you tips to keep you from ruining your relationship.
Still to come on the list.
It's like riding a lazy boy.
How to pick the perfect bicycle.
Me likey.
Plus, how one teacher makes back to school fun.
We'll read and we'll write with you. The future is bright.
And see how Knight Rider predicted the future.
Michael, I'm on my way.
Next on the list.
We're back. You know, when I grew up, bicycles seemed like the first form of freedom for us kids to get around.
True, and then adults started using them for exercise, and then they exploded even more in popularity during COVID as a way to get out of the box, out and about.
Now they are even more popular with high gas prices, but what's the right fit for you?
We're running down some tips on how to pick out the perfect bike to meet your needs.
It's always fun to hop in the saddle. A bike saddle, that is.
Biking can be anything you want it to be. Bikes are essentially a vehicle, so you can get them to go from A to B. Whether or not you're getting from A to B to go get groceries, to get to work, or just to have fun, that's what they're for.
I stopped by the Scottsdale Bike Company and spoke with store manager Chris Werstein to find out what really matters when picking out a bike. And it starts with where you're riding.
Do you want to ride, just kind of around the town? You want to ride on the street? Do you want to hit the bike lanes? You want to hit the canal paths? Maybe a little bit of gravel riding? You want to go mountain biking, go full on off-road?
And what does that change about the bike we're looking at? What features change?
Well, street bikes tend to have skinnier tires. They're just going to be more comfortable and easier to ride on the street, whereas mountain bikes tend to have a lot more grippier tires. They're built a lot more heavy duty because they're built to go hit rocks.
Next, consider your riding style.
Okay, I see some of these handlebars that are way up here.
Oh, yeah.
And I see other ones like this that are flat.
It depends on how you want to ride. The ones where you got those big old beach cruiser handlebars, it's like riding a lazy boy. The whole idea is you're sitting upright, there's no pressure on your back and your neck, you are here for comfort. Mm-hmm. Then you have the ones where it's kind of, more in the middle of a normal bike riding position. That's more efficient because it kind of rotates your hips forward, kind of, gives you a little bit lower frontal profile. And then there's the race bike, so you get really low.
Finally, know your budget.
Just like any other serious hobby, you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a bike, or you could spend a couple $100 on a bike. Mm-hmm. The range is really broad, and it's more of, for this bike or this bike for 70, 50, 70 bucks more, what's the difference? What am I really getting out of here to here? And sometimes that's enough to notice, and sometimes it's not. Mm-hmm. You kind of got to ride them.
So Chris picked the Cypress 3 for me based on my needs.
This one's going to be a little bit lighter and a little bit more efficient, and so for commuting, right, I'd point you more towards this.
I have lower back pain, don't want to be too hunched over, and use my bike to commute on partly paved terrain.
The whole point of this bike is to give you good, efficient pedaling without being all bent over. But it still has 8 speeds, so more than enough gears to get you from A to B. Semi-slick tires, they're not, big fat knobblies, but they're not the skinny race tires either. It's meant to be something specifically to be just as good on pavement as it is on dirt.
All right, let's try it. Oh yeah.
Thanks to these tips,
me likey.
We're riding in style.
All right, let's keep those wheels turning and inspire you with these stories of people doing good. They will remind you kindness always wins. At number 1, let's meet the educator behind a song that's helping ease the nerves of going back to school.
Welcome to kindergarten. Welcome to our time at school.
Dwayne Reed is the Dean of Students at a Chicago elementary school. He goes by Teach Mr. Reed on Instagram and uses his account to share teaching tips and advice. Now, he understands the stress that happens during back-to-school season, so he decided to help with this catchy tune.
Amazing stories we'll read and we'll write with you. The future is bright, so sing with me now.
And guys, this isn't the first time he's done so. This song follows last year's Welcome to the 4th grade.
It's I'm ready, you're ready, we're ready, let's do this.
His videos have earned him almost 50,000 followers, and after listening, I will say, even I'm excited to learn. I love this. At number 2, meet Davon and Tavon Woods, twins from South Carolina, on a cross-country venture to raise awareness for kids in the foster care system.
Our goal is just to be the voice for every child in the foster care system without a voice. Just fighting and allowing people to see all around the world what happens in this wicked system.
A system they were a part of. And to spread that message, they vowed to walk several miles in each state.
It's been a tough journey, man, but we're pushing it. How you feeling today, dog? Very painful.
Their travels are documented on their YouTube channel called Foster Kids Matter. And if you'd like to learn more or support their cause, visit fosterkidsmatter.life. Incredible. And finally, a Tennessee woman isn't letting hardships get in the way of helping those living with cancer.
I've been diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. My whole world just got rocked.
Tawana Mitchard is an esthetician who had to close her small business in 2020 after her breast cancer diagnosis.
I went through 3 ports. I had a lot of infections, 20 rounds of chemo, neuropathy, 30 rounds of radiation.
And because of her background, she knew what natural treatments would help her. And that's when she came up with the idea to become Pinky, the mobile skin coach. She now goes directly to those who need it and offers free skincare and life coaching.
This is what I'm supposed to do.
She's currently raising money via GoFundMe for a vehicle that could become a mobile skincare unit. Such an inspiring cause. And those are 3 stories that show kindness wins. Coming up, we are taking you back to the 80s to celebrate Knight Rider. The David Hasselhoff-led classic turns 40 this year, so we are checking out some things you may not have known about it. Stay with us.
We have a quick list of tips from author and financial educator DJ Ooch to save and make more money. First, delete subscriptions you don't need.
Take a look around, take an inventory of everything that you're spending money on right now, and ask yourself, do I really need this? Is this a smart thing to do?
Second, consider investing.
Ask your bank, hey, what can you do for me? I want to start investing in stock. I want to start looking at mutual funds. I want to start looking at different things that I can do, especially if it's one of the big banks. Those come right in.
And third, download these free apps.
Stash and Acorn are really great ways that you can save your money and invest your money. It's almost like having a financial advisor, someone who's able to handhold you through the process, and it's computer generated.
For more list tips, head to thelisttv.com.
We're back, and on today's watch list, Knight Rider is 40 years old this year. And like the show's star David Hasselhoff, it seems to have grown even more interesting with age. To celebrate the anniversary of what may have been the first smart car, we dug up a few little-known facts about the show.
It's been 40 years since Knight Rider first hit the scene in 1982.
David Hasselhoff's Michael Knight and his beloved car rolled into living rooms, hooking millions of Americans on the action, antics, and of course, the tech. Senior editor James Zahn of the Pop Insider shares some binge-worthy facts celebrating Knight Rider's 40th, starting with a sneak peek of our modern tech.
The car just drove around the truck and steered itself. Yes, it's marvelous, isn't it?
Knight Rider essentially predicted the world that we live in now, a world with autonomous vehicles that can drive themselves.
Then there was that fancy watch.
Michael, I'm on my way.
Michael Knight had a wrist communicator, and what do we have now? We now have the Apple Watch.
And Kit's AI kind of came true with Siri and Alexa.
Hi there.
Next up is the iconic Knight Rider theme that made its way into hit songs.
That theme song by Stu Phillips has really transcended genres.
Hip-hop heavyweight Busta Rhymes used the jingle in his hit Turn It Up. And rockers System of a Down turned it up their own way. At number 3, Hasselhoff hitched a ride to stardom.
Looks like we hit the jackpot.
David Hasselhoff became a household name because of Knight Rider. He was cool. People wanted to be like him.
I wonder why I keep forgetting that.
Then, years later, that sense of cool carried over when Hasselhoff took a new role as Mitch on Baywatch.
We'll wrap up our celebration of Knight Rider with some 40th anniversary toys.
Toys have been a part of the Knight Rider experience since the 80s when Kenner made their iconic talking voice car.
Wow, 19,000!
And now Playmobil brings Kit into the 21st century.
And of course, it's got lights, it's got sounds, it's even got a tiny David Hasselhoff as Michael Knight.
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000, K-I-T-T for easy reference.
And you can find it parked online for about $90. Celebrating 40 years of a pop culture icon. That's Knight Rider on the watch list.
Okay, G, I love Knight Rider.
Yeah, I know. My mom loved Knight Rider too.
Okay, keep up the old jokes, and we're not going to be work friends anymore.
Well, a perfect segue into what's last on our list, the demise of workplace buddies. Next. Welcome back, friends. It is time for what's last on our list. Now, Jimmy, it has been fun getting to know you these past several years working together, but we might have to say goodbye to our work friendship.
This is terrible. It's because of my high-end fashion sense, isn't it? You're a little bit jealous, I know.
Your socks and sandals? No.
That's trending, by the way.
No, it's because workplace friendships are disappearing. This story we found in the Wall Street Journal. Americans are breaking up with their work friends.
Okay, just don't break up with your work friend by text. Do it face to face. Okay, apparently this is being chalked up to the pandemic. A new survey found that employees ranked workplace relationships as the least important part of job satisfaction. And it's no wonder. How are you supposed to have a water cooler conversation when no one's at the water cooler?
That's right. People are really liking the idea of remote working, but it's certainly not conducive to making friends and keeping friends at the office. Now, the downfall, employers are worried that it'll hurt retention and team spirit. And that's a real bummer because I have met some of my best friends at the office.
Wait, at this office?
Well, with some exceptions, of course. And that's what's last on our list. Thanks for watching, friends. We'll see you. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching us on YouTube. Wanted to remind you to like this video, leave us a comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like, but always be nice, and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a list. We have more list episodes for you. They are right here. Click it, click one, click all of them. Have fun.